I'm Zack Lee, Vice President of Telin, 3CX Solutions Provider and Distributor. I got with us one of our great partners, Mako BTS. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your company, what your role is, and what you do
Yeah,
there.
definitely. So, Mako Business Technology Services started this business really. COVID was really a big reason and driver for the reason I started this business. We noticed during COVID that there was a lack of technology within the small and medium-sized business, and we were really so focused centric on the enterprise level, and we took a step back and we're like, the small and medium-sized business and the small guys we're forgetting about. We started seeing the hybrid work model more so and more or less. Uh, Employees were starting to work from home. They were having trouble VPNing into the office and having trouble with technology aspect of things. So we decided to create what we called technology as a service, and I created a big business, Mako Business Technology Services, so that we could provide that technology service as a subscription model similar to a SaaS model. So we provide all of our technology, zero upfront cost. We provide all the technology, and then there's just a monthly subscription model. As long as you're on board with us, we continue to service you guys. And if we ever need to go out to site, it's just a simple phone call, or typically we provide our managed network equipment. So there's really we typically know the issues before even our customers do know about them. So we're dispatching to site if necessary at no additional cost to our customers, and providing a white glove service to them. And that's pretty much
Yeah,
how
that
Mako came about.
makes a lot of sense. And with that technology as a service path that you've gone down, I can understand how that's really scalable and easily approached or easily accepted by those end user markets because they're looking for simplicity in the end of the day, correct?
Yeah. So simplicity was one major aspect of it. We found with a lot of our customers that they need to focus on their day to day, running their business, and having to take a step back and focus on their technology so that they could run their business was a big burden on them. So one that was a major aspect was the simplicity aspect, and then cost. Technology is expensive. It's very expensive. So for a small and medium-sized business to allocate their capital towards technology where they can't focus on growing their revenue, it's a burden on that company. So by providing them the hardware on the front end and just a monthly subscription model, they can now have all the features and values an enterprise level company will have, but at a small business level.
Yeah, absolutely. And where would you say 3CX and Telin starts to play a part in that technology as a service package?
So we do basically, the way I say it is, if it has a wire, I'm for hire. That's where phone services come into play, and we wanted to bring on a phone system. And as we were shopping out the markets and whatnot, 3CX and Telin stood out to us above everyone else. I've pitched many customers on voice over IP, and a lot of my customers that have other services or phone systems just can't stand them. Every customer we've gone into and every customer we've serviced has just been is super excited and overwhelmed with the quality of service that we can provide through 3CX and Telin.
No, it's amazing. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, we've put a lot of effort into this market, and obviously coming from the partnership background, we know what issues you guys have faced. We know what makes things complicated, but more importantly, we know how you treat your end users. I know you mentioned that white glove support model is very important to you. So we've carried that over from when we used to do that to our end users, and we look at our partners and say, hey, why don't they deserve that same white glove support?
Correct.
So we want to make sure that we treat you the same way you're treating your end users.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the reason why we made that decision. We see similar visions. Our companies are very aligned with those visions. And we're a close-knit family organization is the way I like to say it. It's an open door policy in our office. Every single person in our business has that same family oriented feel where you can you never when you get to that big corporate level, the small guys get forgotten about, and we never want that in our business. So we saw that that same organizational background was kind of developed within Telin. And as we started to get to talk to you guys, get to know you guys a lot better, it just made so much sense for us to make that move.
So, if I may, how would you describe the general partnership with Telin?
So I can tell you this, going into the phone world, we were IT centric. So in the IT world, back in the day, I guess prior to VoIP, IT and telecom were two separate industries, two separate fields. And if you talk to any IT centric or any IT background individual, they would have ran backwards if you brought up telecom. And as we started transitioning to the VoIP world, we had a lot of things that we needed to learn, and that's where Telin came into play. They made it such an easy transition for us to even go into VoIP that I would never even go any other route with it. It just makes total sense to utilize you guys for everything we do in the VoIP world.
No, I really appreciate you saying that. That means a lot, and we try to reciprocate that appreciation to our partners. Now, when what would you say? I mean, you mentioned a lot, but from your relationships with other vendors, obviously being a technology as a service, you have multiple other vendors for multiple different reasons. What would you say stands out the most from Telin versus those other vendors?
I'll tell you this. In our industry, in the technology industry, we're all in that same vertical, right? Everyone does the same thing to a certain aspect, right? Technology works very similar. There's a million ways to get the same outcome. A phone system, you answer the phone. There's different features and feature sets within it, but typically what I like to tell everyone is 20% of what we do is technical, 80% is customer service, and that's what Telin provides us.
It's a relationship first industry for sure.
100%. Yep.
Is there anything that really surprised you, or what makes you the happiest about that partnership? I mean, I know you knew a lot coming in, and I know our team and working with Kyle does a great job of the onboarding. Is there anything that you sat back and surprised you that we've done right?
Your knowledge set in the 3CX platform and environment is unreal. Many things that I would have never been able to accomplish in the time that I've been able to accomplish it without you guys and Kyle in general. Every time I call Kyle, he is 100% ready to get on the phone and get anything I need done within a matter of, honestly, there's no really true SLA for me, I feel, with communication with you guys. Anytime I call Kyle or I call anyone on your staff, it is drop everything we're doing to make sure that our customer is taken care of.
I appreciate that. What was your biggest problem before you partnered with Telin?
I sold my first deal, and we tried to do it on our own. And we went and shopped out our own trunks. We shopped out the PBX. We ended up going with 3CX, and it was a nightmare, to be honest with you. It was not fun. Our customer wasn't necessarily happy with the service we provided them. We didn't really understand what we were taking on. Being in the IT world, you think that it's phones. We can take it on. We know how to do networking. We know how to do this. We can do camera systems, access control, point of sale. We can do it all. Taking on phones is just another aspect to what we're doing. When you really start diving deeper into it, there's so many nuances within it. And that's really where Telin stands out. Really where Kyle and Chris and everybody on your team has helped us is the knowledge sets that we don't have on the front end, and that would take us years and years to develop. You guys were able to provide that on the front end without immediately. So it was that I would say was our biggest problem, was ramping up, learning the phone system in general, the phone industry in general, and then being able to provide that white glove service to our customer, which we weren't able to do without Telin.
That's amazing. I appreciate that. We're going to continue to do that. I promise this isn't an interrogation, it's an interview, but I got one more question for you is where do you see the next steps with our relationship?
I just see it continuing to grow. I keep bringing on new customers, and every time I bring on a new customer, every single one is so different, right? And you'll see that with every business, they're so different. And when we go into those relationships with our customers, you guys are right there with us, and we're knocking down doors together. We go into meetings together. If I have a sales call, you guys jump on it with me so that we can understand what our customer solution needs to be, and then we get back to the office and we start putting those solutions together. And yeah, it's been incredible. It really has.
I can't thank you enough for coming down to our training event here and doing this interview. We really appreciate you as a partner. We'll continue to do so. Awesome. But thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Zach.